on the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again. It's that time where we continue with the story that we were telling you about. Obviously, it was not finished.
Yeah,
We
I
just
did
did,
say. I did say that is a long one, but yeah, it needed a part one and a part two. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Eh? Thank you. Thank you.
Please like the video, share the video, comment on the comment section. You know what to do.
You know exactly what to do. Okay, Tembisa, we trust you with this platform. So yes, guys, I did mention. Now today the focus more is on Muzi Sibiya's other cases.
Okay.
There's one that he's currently convicted for. You know, they always speak about how he's convicted. We've been hearing it a lot throughout the trial that there's a case that he is convicted for. So we're going to unpack some of the cases. So finishing off on what Magistrate Joseph said, that the state considered that they had not proven beyond reasonable doubt that Sibiya had been dealing in illicit substances, okay? So they couldn't prove that he was a dealer. But they had proven, according to Mr. Joseph, so Magistrate Joseph's, that he was in possession of these illicit substances. So he was acquitted on that charge of dealing in illicit substances and was found guilty on an alternative charge of possession. So for the reasons mentioned above, the court acquitted the accused on the main count of dealing in illicit substances, and the accused is thereby convicted on the alternative charge of the possession of illegal substances. Now there's a law, Mr. Anonymous. I didn't get time to do like my due diligence with regards to this law, like looking it up and trying to explain it. I don't know whether you can do it for us, but they say it's under the contravention of Section 4B of the Illicit Substance and Illicit Substance Trafficking Act of 140 of 1992. So that is the act that I wanted to look up, but I didn't get a chance because I wanted to see what it says.
Yes, you can continue.
So this is the act that they used to kind of put this verdict to him. Okay, so as we mentioned before, they weighed 0.7 grams, and he's further convicted on the second count of the possession of ammunition of the offense of contravention of Section 90 of the Firearm Control Act 60 of 2000. So Muzi Sibiya has been found guilty. That's far as we know, and his sentencing will be heard on January the 18th of 2024, as well that the Meyiwa case will resume on the 22nd of January 2024. Now, there's also a contradiction, Mr. Anonymous, that took place between arguments of the state versus of the accused. Because according to the report, the High Court in Pretoria heard how Beia, during a conversation with Sergeant Mukhola, made admissions about Meyiwa's murder outside the Vusumusi hostel in Tembisa before a peace officer, Mhlangwela Mboto, was arranged to take down the confession statement in Soweto a few hours later. So the defense in the Meyiwa trial has claimed that he was assaulted by the police to a point where he messed himself up during his arrest. You remember that?
Yes.
So according to Sibiya's version of events, 3 police officers took him to his place of residence to find his uncle because he had the keys to the shack. But when they did not find the relative, they took him to Lethabong. However, in a new turn of events, in this trial of illicit substances, Magistrate Josephs read from his judgment and noted that Mukhola had denied in the Tembisa Magistrates Court that Sibiya had been taken to Soweto. So it was Sibiya's version in Tembisa that he was arrested in Tembisa and taken to Sh0t, where he was assaulted, and then to Soweto, Lethabong, before he was detained in Pretoria. So in this case, Mogola did not mention the part where they took him to Soweto to make that confession at Lethabong.
She denied that part. She's admitting it on the
main trial.
main trial.
Senzo Meyiwa trial.
And yet, that is going to be overlooked.
Yeah. In the Tembisa, that's the detail you guys have to catch, that in the Tembisa court, this one that we analyzed according to the reports, she denied Sibiya ever having gone to Soweto.
And then on the other side, she admits
that they did take him to Soweto to confess.
This is the one that was currently ongoing.
So yeah, that was the contradiction.
So the contradictions are not only there. Contradictions are also on the so-called we're investigating.
So I saw very interesting comments as well, Mr. Anonymous, on the socials. You know, I like how to spy on the socials. Someone said, this surely is going to play critical part in the Senzo Meyiwa judgment, which seems to be his version, twisted a number of times. We've seen how previous court rulings played out against Nandi Pamagutumana's bail application. So this person is saying, comparing how events happened with Nandi Pamagutumana prior to her application or prior to her appearances, how they kind of used the previous issues against her to deny her bail. So this person is saying, even with this Tembisa trial, you'll find that's which we discussed in the last video.
And the timing of the date of the final judgment, I mean, the handing down of
the
sentence, it is just so timed in a manner that the case is about to start in a couple of days. How many days?
It's like it's on Friday, and then the trial starts on Monday. So the 18th is on a Friday, and the 22nd is on a Monday, and then the trial resumes.
Can be a coincidence.
They are literally days apart, according to that whole rule. Even in the police station, they don't count weekends, right? So it's like literally 24 hours apart. So it's like the next day, basically.
Okay. Let's see. The section 4, right?
Yes, 4B.
The use and then possession of substance. I'm going to use that name.
Yeah, we use that word for
Okay.
YouTube.
No person shall use or have in possession any dependent producing substances or any dangerous dependence producing substance or any undesirable dependence producing substance.
So
Unless
basically says you shouldn't have any legal substances on you.
Unless he's a patient who has acquired or bought any such substance from a medical practitioner, dentist, or practitioner acting in his professional capacity and in accordance with the requirements of the Medicines Act or any regulation made thereunder. BB, this is AA that I was dealing with, from pharmacist in terms of an oral instruction or prescription in writing of such medical practitioner, dentist, or practitioner. And the uses that the substance for medical purposes under the care or treatment of the said medical practitioner, dentist, or practitioner. And this is number 2. He has acquired or bought such substance for medical purpose from a medical practitioner, veterinarian, dentist, practitioner acting in a professional capacity and in accordance with the requirements of the Medical Act or any regulation made thereunder. So this is the case, and now you understand basically what they are saying here is that you can be found with certain substances unless, of course, these conditions were met.
Manje, why gqwela maphara mangaka? If we have such a law, just to be found with them is a crime. Kugqwela maphara, there's so many people that are walking around with substances in their pockets.
Yeah.
That would be a question because how they apprehended Sibiya should be how they apprehend everyone.
So basically he is dealt with in that department of
Yes.
saying that should be actually dealing with the guys who are using these substances that we see every day on a daily basis that we even complain about. Hence, Xolani issue was a
Yes.
was a big thing.
Look at how Xolani, many of them didn't even see the inside of jail from just having them in their possession. A lot of them. So how did Sibiya get to be in this position if others are simply immune to it? That's a question we have. We're posing that question to the laws and the lawmakers. We don't understand. We are laying people and laying individuals. I mean, according to this law, we shouldn't have these many people on the streets, loose. Some are even, they don't care anymore. They are doing it in public right in front of children as they're passing by the streets.
Yeah, everyone
even
knows
worse
that.
in the
Everyone
country.
sees that every day,
It's
wherever you
worse.
go.
So how come this law is not being activated? Why did it be used for Sibiya? Because Nami, it's the first time that I'm seeing somebody really be apprehended for just possession. I haven't seen much people from where I come from that happening to them. The ones that would get caught, they would be released within 24 hours. And then we'd all be shocked to be like, how did you get out? We've given up. So someone said, it's Mpato Milam, who said that the magistrate is making a big mistake by ruling on probability and not possibility. We all know the details of the so-called ammunition. So not only were they found with no search warrant, but we also know that the ammunition may have been allegedly planted to add charges to Muzi. We don't know. It's alleged. This person is basically saying that the magistrate made their ruling on probability and not possibility. So now we're moving on to the history. The first time he made, we saw the broadcast on the 1st of December, I saw Mr. Ramosipili there, but apparently Mr. Ramosipili was not his lawyer. He had a different lawyer for this case of ammunition and illicit substances. It was a different lawyer.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting, though, to find out if Advocate Defo had represented him with other cases besides the Meyiwa trial as well. I'm kind of curious about that. I'm curious about it. So Muzi arrived in the courtroom and it was packed with a lot of people on the first, when he first made that appearance. I don't know why it was so full like that, but I don't know. It was so strange.
When he initially came there.
Yeah, when he initially appeared on the 1st of December, apparently the court was packed. So I'm kind of wondering why.
Was it the first because this guy is already known, famous?
So he's famous. You think that could be the reason? Because the broadcasting of the court case. Okay. So I found that very strange. Yeah, so whatever sentence that he's handed will be added to the 12-year term that he's currently serving for the attempted murder of a woman who he shot apparently more than 10 times.
This case does not qualify to be a civil case, right?
It's a criminal case.
It's a criminal case.
Yes.
So there's a very interesting reading that says that in a legal proceedings, the burden of proof depends on the nature of the case and the charges involved. For criminal cases, the prosecution usually bears the burden of proving the guilty of the accused beyond reasonable doubt. In civil cases, however, the burden is often on the party making the claim. The standard is typically based on the balance of probability. So he used the civil way of ruling on the criminal case.
So this person was right who wrote that comment. Woo! He needs to appeal. I saw a lot of people on the comments from the last video. You guys, you were saying he must appeal. Appealing costs money. But if he appeals this, there's a likelihood that he may win.
That is true.
There's a likelihood that he may win. Because, wow. So they use the probability that is used for civil cases
Most of the time, yes.
to make his verdict.
Yes.
It's a mess. This thing is a mess.
I mean, civil cases, and it makes sense. Most of them, they are based on what I'm saying, what you are saying.
Yes.
So there, the probability could be. But on the criminal side, you have arrested someone on the basis that you have a certain proof.
Yes.
It's not an issue of what I say, what you say.
No. You need to prove that I did what you're saying I did. The onus is on the state to prove
So
that case.
proving that I was holding something would require you to go as further as nailing my fingerprints and all those things. To say that, yeah, fingerprints on this thing.
And then if I dispute, I say I was not there, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that I was there. My fingerprints, my DNA, and all of those things. Because it's your word against mine, right? Which is what is happening.
So for you to actually warrant an arrest on that particular thing, you must have had time to actually collect everything that you need.
So Sibiya is currently serving time for attempted murder. This after he was found guilty and sentenced to 12 years in April 2022. The same month that Senzo Meyiwa's trial started. They made their first court appearance on Monday, the 11th of April 2022 for the Senzo Meyiwa trial. That is last year. So just a day or a couple of days just before the trial began, he was sentenced for this other case for 12 years. This was just days before the Senzo Meyiwa trial started, and he was sentenced by the Veiws Magistrate Court to 12 years direct imprisonment. Now, on Thursday, the 7th of April, I also checked on my calendar. It happened in a similar fashion. So he was sentenced on the 7th of April, 2022. It was a Friday. And then the trial, the Senzo Meyiwa trial, began on the 11th of April, 2022, which was a Monday. That day that ended up being very, very dramatic because Advocate Tifo was arrested in court. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So the Friday, Yakona, Muzi Sibiya was getting sentenced to 12 years for this case of attempted murder. And the court also declared him unfit to possess a firearm. So the NPA at the time said that he was convicted for the attempted murder of Ntombenhle Ndaba and Mfanelo Mbata, whom he attacked in a hail of bullets, but miraculously they survived. He randomly shot at 2 women, but they luckily survived the incident. So according to the NPA, in 2015, Sibiya tried to murder Ntombenhle in a hail of bullets after his new cell phone went missing at Basutwini Hostel in Vosloorus. They're saying he allegedly shot Ndaba 25 times. And one of the bullets hit her in the chest and narrowly missed her heart. So they said that the NPA said at the time that he paid her family 5,000 rands in compensation. So this reminded me of the time we watched MC Menzisto telling the side
The story
of the
of a woman, yes.
Narrated the whole situation to say that there was an incident where he was having an altercation with a female. And there was a gun involved, and they ended up making peace. But Telelana Manzi, that was the description that he used, that they made peace. But somehow...
Was this case reported in the same... So this incident happened when, Emily? When?
2015.
2015. And it was reported, the case was reported?
Yes, according to MC Menzisto, the case was opened.
Yes. So therefore, he was on the books of the SAPS.
Yes. He also shot Mfanelo Mbata, who also survived again after Mbata was shot. So Sibiya's family compensated Mbata's family as well with 5,000 rands. So this is the reason why most people on social media believe that they need to see them convicted because they are guilty of the crime. I mean, you know, they are portrayed. Here there's a portrayal of Sibiya to be this violent man or this violent young man who has...
And maybe he is. You cannot take that away.
Yeah.
But does it qualify? This person misses
25.
Yes, ammunition. 25 times of releasing. He misses. It's an amateur.
25 times.
It's an amateur. We are not disputing that part. If they decided to go to court and say, oh, now we want that case, well and good. We cannot dispute that. It's okay. But what would worry people is the timing of that case being reopened. When Senzo's case is starting.
Yes.
When people are moving around, arresting people in Maritzburg and everywhere and doing all those things that they are doing.
Hi, Connor. It's a lot. And considering that they are saying these people are Nkabis, right? And you shoot 25 times.
You miss.
And you miss.
Two people.
And one was not even grazed by a bullet. The other one was by the description, it sounds like a graze. The other one, it
so it
didn't
never
even touch
penetrated
him.
through the body.
No.
And in that case, we cannot defend you on that case.
No, we can't, because you actually pulled the trigger.
Yes, there.
However, does it mean that the scenario that we are being given, that you are an Inkabi and there was a contract killing?
So what this is creating is that you deal in substances. You might be a kingpin. And also you are capable and you do have a gun. Was it legal or illegal?
We don't know.
We don't
but
know.
It probably was illegal.
Okay. In that case, you have to serve that part, unfortunately.
Yes.
It has to go through. If a person turned back and said, no, I've charged your money, it's okay, but I still want to arrest you, then you have to serve your charge.
I still want to resurrect the case, then it's well within their rights for them to do that.
But
The timing.
The timing, yes, it's the timing.
Is the kind of shocking factor that is just before.
And it will be interesting as to say, did these people went to police station and say, no, it's fine, we have talked this thing out?
I doubt it.
And the other thing to look at is, was the charge for illegal gun?
Yes, he was charged for possession of an illegal firearm, and he was...
So that firearm was
not
illegal?
Not to own a firearm anymore. But I don't know whether the firearm was there, because the details of the trial
upon
itself,
retrieving that firearm, it still did not show that it's a firearm that was used in Senzo's demise.
No, if it was, then they would have presented it to the court already. They would have. Don't you think they would have?
They would.
They would have. It would have been introduced by now. I mean, they had to go. Why would they have needed to bother themselves with going to the Tembisa? Is it Cleveland case of accused number 3? Why would they have bothered themselves with that if they already had the weapon available? So I'm guessing, I'm also speculating that maybe the firearm was not the one.
Most probably.
So Sibiya was also accused of shooting his girlfriend in December of 2014 after she threatened to blow the whistle on him. For his
Is that the same girlfriend?
No, they say the girlfriend doesn't have a name. They don't publish, or they hadn't found the name. The trial.
But Menzisto was talking about the girlfriend that he missed.
But with the girlfriend, there's no mention of intlaulo. There's no mention of the payments.
Remember very well, Menzisto talked about the girlfriend that he was
Yes.
fighting with,
Yes.
and then he missed that girlfriend. And there's a person that they missed here. So the girlfriend must be that person.
Hostela ebasothweni nokuyila ukugcwele khona insizwa zasesuthu. Ngo-2014 noMuzi Sibiya wayekade esemakhaya. Ngo-2014 ngesikhathi kwenzeka icala isigameko sika Senzo Meyiwa. Kusho ukuthi uMuzi Sibiya unelinye icala oke wabanalo khona lapha ya empeleni oke walenza. I mean kunesigameko esake senzeka lapha ya eFosloras kwadubuleka intombazane angazi babe bangani nayo. Wayesebaleke siyohlala emakhaya kodwa ubaba wakhe ayishonanga leyo ntombazane. Kodwa ubaba wakhe wakwazi ubaba kaMuzi Sibiya wakwazi ukuxoxisana nomndeni wakubuya intombazane bahlawula kwaxoshela kwathelelwa namanzi.
So it could be a double, but how do you get to go for double?
They are pushing
cases?
it now. They are pushing it now. If you manage to convince this person to resurrect the case, and then you say to link him, then you're gonna say add 1, 2, 3. This is my speculation and my assumption. Okay, he did try to eliminate you in this earth, and please add 1, 2, 3, so that sounds like something added.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it sounds like it's added.
Because they're saying, okay, she threatened to blow the whistle, right? And on him for his alleged involvement in the murder of Meyiwa, which he had apparently confided in her. So I wonder if she will come and testify on the Senzo Meyiwa trial.
He said that in a Tembisa case.
No, it's the NPA speaking about it. The case is still pending. The one for the girlfriend is still pending. So he is awaiting this one as well.
I think it's a girlfriend that you are dealing with here.
So even with the two females that are
one is a girlfriend, one is probably, I don't know, a sister or something or some.
I think you might be right, because the incident happened in 2015 of the shooting with 25 bullets, and he's alleged to have confided in the girlfriend in December of 2014. December of 2014. So they are close. I mean, December of 2014 is as good as 2015.
What caused that shooting?
There are no details.
Okay, there was shooting. What if they say it's because he didn't want this girlfriend to go and tell on him?
That's what they're saying. That's what happened. That she threatened to blow the whistle on him about his alleged involvement in the Meyiwa case. That's what they're saying with the girlfriend case.
Do you remember that caller who was telling us, hey, someone confided on them and whatnot. That caller was fishy.
Yeah, kumbula that caller.
I feel like he was building this theory.
Oh, this theory. But it's there on the papers. Why?
No, I feel like he was creating this theory.
I remember that caller.
That caller was fishy. So the theory was clear to him already. This is where we are going. And at that time, we didn't know where we were going.
I had no clue what he was talking about. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, what?
This is my sparry. This is my sparry.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
He was definitely talking about this guy.
Was he?
Definitely, I think so. Because girlfriend, sparry, do you understand?
I should dig up that call again. I should. He sounded like he's very close to the situation.
I think this is a guy. This could be a cousin, brother, I don't know. But this is my own thinking.
So yeah, and Sibiya's father Apparently or allegedly, he was a traditional leader at Basotho Hostel in Vosloorus. And according to media reports, Meyiwa's murder was allegedly planned at the hostel, the Basotho Hostel. So Sibiya had previously lived with his father and 3 cousins in a 3-bedroom unit in the hostel.
This is according to?
The Sunday Times.
Okay.
So the court also found him unfit to possess a firearm. So that is about it with the other cases. One is still pending, and the other one he's currently convicted for.
I think this is one person,
The question
though.
would be, I happen to agree more with you when you're saying that it could be one person. But why are they trying to create two cases from one incident?
This sounds like when you had an agreement, maybe that, okay, fine, I'll take this case for you guys. This sounds to me like that. Okay, I will take this case for you. It's fine, I'll take your money if there was money, bribery and all that. I'm just thinking and speculating and on the basis of what was put there on the news by the family and everyone else. And then when you change your tune, then things like this would normally happen, where cases that were left on you, they will be resurrected and a bit of salt and sugar will be added.
6 guns.
Do you understand?
Spices.
So the issue of shooting, I don't dispute that. But I think I would like to dispute the issue of confiding
in the girlfriend.
And I would like to see them introducing that theory. But rest assured, it seems like they are going to introduce it.
Let's see the girlfriend. Let's hear her.
Because that girlfriend will also need to be arrested also.
Why?
For keeping this information.
I don't think they. As long as she helps the state.
Same as the Kwabin.
But if she agreed to be like Zungu and help the state, I think there's an arrangement there. She wouldn't be arrested.
Or she would claim she was afraid.
She'll claim that she was threatened.
Yeah,
was
but
fearing for
so
her life.
now expect that theory. Do expect it to come to court in this main trial that we're dealing with.
Yeah, it might.
It is being built now. Seemingly,
let's get ready.
It's allegedly being polished on the other side in a small court, and then it's coming to bigger one, which is the Pretoria one. Seems as if they are building it. Allegedly.
Hayi umuzishe mai sono ziyam khalela strong. Yeah, it's a lot. So I don't know, but this whole shooting 25 times, to me, it sounds.
But he's serving that sentence, right?
He is 12 years. He is. But I would have liked to know how that court case went.
The whole case, not the drips and drops.
25 times. And you are saying these people are Nkabis. And he missed 2 people.
Now here's a good reading.
All right.
In a criminal case, judges base their decisions on the evidence presented in court and apply legal standards to determine guilty or innocent. The standard of proof in criminal case is generally beyond reasonable doubt. This means that the prosecution must prove the defense guilty to a high degree of certainty. If a judge were to base their decision solely on probabilities, it could raise significant legal concern. The beyond reasonable doubt standard requires a much higher level of certainty than merely probabilities. The judge must be convinced, based on the evidence presented, that there is no reasonable doubt as to the defendant's guilty. If a judge was to rely on a probability alone, it could potentially violate the defense right to the fair trial due process requires that individual accused of crimes be afforded the fair and impartial hearing, and the decision based solely on probability might not meet this standard. In legal systems, that adherence to the beyond reasonable doubt standard, judges are expected to carefully weigh in the evidence, consider legal arguments, and make decisions based on the fact presented in court. If the judge were to deviate from this standard, it could be grounds for an appeal or other legal challenges.
He must appeal.
So that's why many people are saying he must appeal, because the man himself is saying based on the probability.
He needs to appeal.
So he needs to appeal for that reason.
Well, coming from the court of public opinion, there's many other opinions from people, and I happen to agree with this one. We're not saying that these people are saints.
No,
There are
we're
some
not.
people who are coming here and they're like, "Oh, you guys are defending." No, that's not what we're saying.
No, we're not.
We are saying that they mustn't be used as scapegoats.
Exactly. As much as accused number 5 is sitting there for whatever that he did,
Yes.
we have never touched on those on whatever
No.
that accused number 5 did.
No.
We have never even looked at it and tried to create any uncertainty on
We
it.
heard what we heard.
We heard what we heard, we took it, we
took it,
accepted
We
it.
accepted it.
And considering also that it was Warrant Makubo, Officer Makubo, who dealt with this issue, who
Yes.
later on came to defend and say, I put this man here
In jail.
in jail.
In the prison.
And that would mean I rightfully arrested this person, and there was a proof and everything. When Kwabini came to tell Warrant Officer Makubo such information about Senzo now on the very same person, he would be inclined easily to believe that, yeah, this guy in any case is in Kabi. But why would you go on and defend the very same person that he was responsible for investigating and arresting? And say, no. Now we are
You are
fishing.
lying.
You are lying. In fact, you said that you are lying.
He did say it. You are lying.
According to Kwabin.
Yes. According to Zoom.
Zung, not
According to
Kwabin.
Zung.
Because Zung was Kwabin in any case, the surname, but according to Zung, because there's another Kwabin.
There's another
So we
one.
don't want to confuse. According
Yeah.
to the Zungu, Yebo.
Testified. Yebo.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is where now it confuses. This is where it confuses. And then you associate the team of investigating people and their history of investigations and the things that we hear on the news written about them, the case of Kreja, for example, it screams the similarities and many other cases that might be there. Do you understand? Apparently, there are many cases that are there that are seemingly following the same path. This is where we draw the line and say, no. Based on what we have had, there's no cohesion.
No.
Doesn't seem like this thing was properly looked at, and also there's no proper evidence. DNA is excluding these people. The guns, there was a theory of one gun, the theory now of second gun, there were 2 guns. The number of people that were allegedly there, it's 5, but they're saying only 2 people.
Yes.
And then there's a third person who is a third accused,
Yes.
who now is part of the ring, yet we are dealing with now accused 1 and 2. So there's a third person.
Yeah.
The manner in which these people said they had the
dreads,
shootings,
dreadlocks.
the manner in which the people who were in the house are describing what happened in the house, that the judge now and then seemed to say that is immaterial and whatnot. The differences, the confusions in their theories, even among themselves, saying this and then later say this. Your warrant officer or warrant who's this Mohola and Mohale?
Yes.
Mohale and Mohole.
Mohani and Mohola.
Yes.
Butelezi.
All of them saying different things.
Yes.
taking into account the theory of Sibiya now, the head who was head of Hawks at that time, right? Saying that they might have.
It wasn't him actually, it was the other one, the other general of crime intelligence.
Who said they might
have been contaminated. He said when we got there, the scene was already compromised.
Compromised, yes.
I remember those words on the documentary. It was already compromised.
The presence of certain people, such as the Hawks, I mean, what were they doing there? Based on that, this is where we say, no, it couldn't have been these people.
Yeah.
Do you understand? This is where we say, no, it couldn't have. The DNA that was supposed to put them in the house, it hasn't. The cell phones that have come, they've just talked about the network movement.
Network connecting.
There is no
the
case.
The same number that called Lorraine is the same number that called Sibiya.
Do you understand?
Those phone calls are
and then they were disbanding. They were left. That evidence was left afterwards when there was that confusion. So now we are moving to what people claim they said.
Yes.
Their own admission. How that admission happened, it leaves wonders. It leaves one to start questioning things, the sequence of things happening, the common things that we find in both of them, black plastic, ammunition, like you don't need to, like basically, it does not make sense.
Yeah, we just need the real killers of Senzo Meyiwa.
Exactly. All we are looking for as the public opinion and the public society, we are looking for the real killers. Yes. Because arresting these people, according to my thinking, it would amount to shielding the real people who would know more about this thing.
Yes.
Do you understand? And this is where we don't find each other. Other people are saying, hey, these people should go. They are already there for their cases, respectively. They are already there for their cases.
Yes.
I think the doubt is on Tanzi now. That's the only person that we have a bit of doubt on.
Yes.
Naye is dealing with his cases also of substances. You see the common thing that is happening. So this is where we have a problem. This is where we have a problem. And the manner in which these cases, the other cases were dealt with, some of them were not put on the roll. There's a lot of things happening. So, I mean,
a lot.
Do you want to tell me that based on that, if you're a judge, you still find these people guilty of this Senzo Meyiwa case? No. And that's a simple no for me.
Hi, siyobona khona phela. This is Ratamkwatleng. So, yeah, we'll see. We will wait patiently.
The manner in which some of the evidence has been coming, some of it fairly new in the very same year of 2023. I don't know if people understand where we come from. This is where we come from.
Yes.
One justice for Senzo and the family. And to top it all, the member of the family, Sfiso's brother, not also believing that these are the very same people that took his brother's life. Sfiso, yes. And Senzo's brother.
Yes. He also doesn't believe.
So who are we?
That these 5 accused.
Blood is thicker than water. You wouldn't do that to your brother.
On the 26th of October 2014. No, you wouldn't.
Not after you fought so much.
He's been consistent so much that he...
Alleging that some people, big people, told him that this is what is going to happen. What he's seeing there is going to happen. But the true killers, he was told about. So what more should we therefore look at?
It's tough. It's tough. Watching and having to patiently wait as you're watching this entire thing happening and unfolding in court?
Where at some point it seems like just a waste of time.
It does.
And the more we wait, the more evidence disappear. Because we're dealing with something that we shouldn't be dealing with. Let these people serve their sentences on their respective cases, those who have cases. We want people who were in the house to tell us what happened. All of them, not some exempted.
All of them. Okay. So also another person was saying that having been convicted before does not mean that every murder that happens around the area involves you. So here it seems like just because you are guilty and you have done these crimes that you have done, take the fall for this one.
This is how it's seen. And we are obviously alleging, and we're putting a widespread theory that we are looking at also as we watch with you. So this is where we come from. We're not here defending, hey, you guys are...
So if your loved one, something happened to them, will you be happy with just anybody
being arrested
for the sake of your justice? Or would you like the perpetrator of the crime
to feel the pain?
To feel the pain, to go to the prison and to suffer?
And that is where we stand.
Would you like for just anybody who fits the profile?
Only if you don't love your siblings. Or
so
whoever
that's
passed
the
away.
Question I have that, okay, I hear you guys are saying, oh, these guys belong, but they're already serving their sentences for those
for whatever
crimes.
That they did, yes.
However, should they also take the fall for this Senzo Meyiwa murder just because?
They might as well take the fall for others that are still pending.
Everyone.
If this is how we are going to close the cases, anything, let's just, even whatever that happened in 2023, let's just nail it on one person and close that case.
And if that happens, will we ever know who killed Senzo Meyiwa?
No. And that might repeat again because we didn't do the right thing. The main aim of removing criminals from society is to make sure that thing does not repeat and also help those criminals to actually rehabilitate, the word is rebuild themselves. Rehabilitate themselves. Rebuild themselves.
Yes, true. But
so if you don't do that, then it's pointless. We might as well just get one person who's serving 100 years and say everything that happened belongs to you. Done. We have one person arrested. We're saving 400 a day for arresting many people. And then everyone shall be satisfied with that.
And it could be a new norm that is absolutely scary, where at the right price, you can have somebody serve your sentence if you don't want to go to jail.
Do you understand?
You can just have...
And obviously, we are just speculating and alleging.
It's speculations that we're making. It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing that if this continues to happen, what are we going to be living in? That's a scary concept. It's very scary, especially for people that have the means. They will definitely abuse the system, and we don't want that to happen. We'd like for it not to happen.
We'd like to believe we are equals.
And there's justice. There's justice in the law. If it's not there, then tell us, so that we make other means of moving forward in the future. All right.
Done.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us, and tell me what you think about all of these charges that Muzi has and everything else that we've discussed. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already.